Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5. Get your questions in there and we'll answer them as quickly as we can later in the show. But this week's review will be last week's deep stacks, the NPL movers, the national freeze-outs that are on this weekend, the NPL reminders, and next week it's that thing called the Easter Beast. But as always, you and me are here for this. Yes, good afternoon. The big same news live. 17th of May. If we don't have any setbacks, we will be opening 26 casinos in the country. Fingers crossed. Scotland and Wales will be soon. Golf's back on Monday. Anyway, regarding last week's winners. Let's crack on and let's get to last week's winners. And congratulations, because we've mentioned him a few times, and I did say he was one of the men to catch and one of the players. But Chris Johnson got himself a win in the £20,000 deep stack. Well done to Macapac CPJNS, who got himself a nice little win, and he's moved a little bit further in the lead, so we'll show you the leaderboard very shortly. Sledgehammer was second, Non-M King was third, This Is The Way was fourth, and Never Trust, I can't say the rest, Never Trust was in fifth. So a great turnout, 433 runners and a prize pool of over 21,000. And then the big one, the 40,000 deep stack. I don't think it's a name I've mentioned before, but Thomas Knox, alias Mode Selector, he got himself over £7,000 for winning 392 runners. I tell you what, that's a great turnout. Well done to everybody for that. Well done to everybody. Bingo Betty was in the top 10. Barry 1940. Boss Table was also there as well. So well done to everybody. A good weekend with the deep stacks. And it also means with the NPL movers and the groovers and the shakers, we'll take a quick look at the league as it stands at this moment in time. We said Chris Johnson was going to be one of the men to catch. He's had a great start, and I think I could tell with the way his volume started, it was going to be very hard to pin down, and he didn't have a good year. But yes, he's top of the leaderboard, 20 points clear of Ben T, who's still having a good season. Kenan Fazlaev is in third, Wilmer Money's in fifth, and David G is in the top 10 for the first time, I think, this year. David G's won himself a passport before. Dan Knight, Andy Backspan 42, who normally watches the Live at 5 with us, and also Chris McGuire. But some of the movers up 42, Thomas Riley, Michael Skeldon up 27, David Watkin is up 35, and creeping into the top 100, don't forget the top 100 playoff for the extra packages, Michael Rossman, Dan Story, and Ben Dobson getting themselves into the top 100. It's taking shape. There's plenty going on. You don't have to play every single week, but obviously it's always good if you do to collect all the points. But if you think you need a week off and a bit of a rest and a recharge, then do it, because there's plenty of time to get yourself back into the mode of online, because there's always plenty going on. Because moving straight on, this weekend, it's National Freeze-Out weekend. And tonight is the first event. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's an £11 event. Late registers until 9:30, so plenty of time to get in. 10,000 starting tank on a 10-minute clock. And don't forget, the Mega Satellite is always on an hour before, so at 6 p.m, 20-seat guaranteed satellite, and that's for each event. We've got the Friday event. The Saturday event is the 15,000 guarantee, the £55 buy-in. That also has the 20 guaranteed satellite at 6 p.m. So make sure if you want to get in for a fraction of the price, that is definitely the way to do it. And then on Sunday at 7 p.m, late reg until 9:30 again. It's a 15,000 starting stake. It's on a 10-minute clock. 30,000 guarantee, £110 in. And that's the biggie for this weekend's national freeze out. Don't forget, all the satellites are running, but the qualify for as little as 25p. But the big one is always an hour before they start. The main event starts, so at 6 p.m, 26. Make sure you get into them. And for all NPL details, the National Poker League reminders, the schedule, prizes, the points calculator, if you want to work out how far you move in the league, grosvenorcasino.com/National Poker League for all details. And don't forget the top 100, we keep mentioning it on a weekly basis, get them playing off for the platinum passive packages. But next week, we would have been travelling around the country. We would have been everywhere. The Northwest normally gets 800 runners. South in London gets 1,000 runners. It would have been the live Easter Beast. But yet again, for the second one, it's back online. Over £100,000 guaranteed. And there's we were just speaking about this because the guarantees next week for the Easter Beast, which satellites are running all the time. The £11 mini has got a guarantee of £7,777. The midi is on has got a £55 entry, £33,333 guaranteed. The 2-day, the big one, the Easter Beast main, is £55,555. and on the Monday, because it's Easter Monday, the Easter Beast special, the £30, £11,111 guaranteed. They must have been thinking, let's do this today. What should we do? I know this is exactly what we'll do this week. This will stump them. And it did. No, absolutely fantastic. So that is what's coming up. That is what's coming up next week with the Easter Beast. So we will quickly turn to you guys because you are here making it what it is. And anybody who's got something nice to say, we'll stick it on the screen. If you haven't, we don't. Simple as that. Good evening, Brad. I've noticed Brad Simpson's got a couple of wins, and he actually won Jamie Nixon's home game. Jamie Nixon, who I've not mentioned, coming in the top 3 for a long, long time. Brad Simpson got himself a win. Hiya, Katie. Katie has got the ladies' event going on. If you still want to give her a little bit of a shout out, get Katie's number and give her a message. Katie will sort you out. Karen Arthur, always doing well online, playing well. It'd be good to see you soon as we can. And as it goes at the moment, May the 17th is the date for your diary. Evening, Tony. Hope you are well. And yes, it should be a cracking weekend. There's a lot of poker. Good luck in the freeze out. Good luck to you. You need it more than anybody at this moment in time, Jamie Nixon. I tuned in last night just for 10 minutes. Unfortunately, I saw you bust out, and then you were going to commentate on the home game. So I was a little bit late, but I do apologise. Ian Oakley, good evening. Is the Goliath the first week of August? I don't actually know the dates for the online Goliath. Obviously live. The Joker outfit's got to stay in the cupboard for another year. I've got to keep slim to make sure I fit in it again. But as we know, we're not meeting up in Coventry this year. Yet again, live is just one of those logistical things that cannot happen. So as soon as it gets announced, we will definitely give you the dates for the online, and there'll be a massive build-up. There really will. So we'll keep an eye on that, especially social media-wise. Anything Grosvenor Poker related, it's always bang up to date. Brad Simpson, will there be live tourneys in July or August if it opens up as planned, or just cash? Tournaments are definitely on the horizon. Starting May 17th is starting, and most of the clubs will be operating cash. But I do believe that there is discussions that either the first weekend or within a couple of weeks, that tournaments in some clubs will be available. It has to be confirmed because we don't know if there's going to be any setbacks. Fingers crossed, Jesus, everybody please cross their eyes and fingers crossed that there is no setbacks. But we will have tournaments this year, guaranteed, if there is no setbacks, honestly. Evening, Paul. Evening, everybody else in the chat box. I think that is just shout out to Karen Arthur, who officially won Jamie Nixon's Pro Game Monthly League. Says she was a good player. Always says she was good, that Karen Arthur. I really did. Evening, Gary. I'll bring the bell out for you. That is just about it regarding all the questions. And if you want anything answering, stick it in the chat box, and somebody will answer the question a little bit later. But all being well, it's golf on Monday. It's then the pubs, and then it's the casinos. Things are starting to look up. So fingers crossed for a bright future and getting back to a little bit of normality, stroke insanity back later in the year. And yes, I think we can guarantee that we can hopefully look forward to live competitions this year. Make sure you play the events this week. Make sure you start qualifying for the Easter Beast for as little as 25p. It is the National Freeze Out weekend. Make sure you join in the fun. From the tower and the team in the background, ta-ta.